Chad Steinraber from the XRP group said that privacy is a part of getting to $20,000 in XRP. A new private update from Ripple just came out. Crypto Eerie and some other people who make articles about XRP have also given us their thoughts. We need to talk about what this all means. Phil Quack has also sent us some new videos about Ripple XRP and RLUSD. In this movie, we'll talk about that and a lot more. Let's begin. This was dropped by Ripple XDEV. Financial institutions can't use public ledgers safely if they don't have protection. Regulators can't sign off without being held responsible. With private that can be programmed, we can do both. Meet AJ. Hey, I'm Jole. Oh no, Senior Director of Engineering for Ripple X, and his thoughts on cryptography. Anyway, let's listen to what this man has to say. He got his PhD in computer science from Johns Hopkins University and worked for more than 10 years to improve technologies that protect privacy for blockchain and other uses. He is in charge of building privacy scale and enterprise level technology for the XRP ledger as a Senior Director of Engineering at Ripple. As blockchain moves into its next phase, one defined by institutional adoption and real-world impact, the question of whether or not financial systems will move on-chain is no longer an issue. Instead, the question is how institutions can get the infrastructure they need that is scalable, compliant, and reliable without losing sight of the neutrality and decentralization that make public blockchains valuable in the first place. There is a duality at the heart of this change. Finance can't work without trusting that information will stay private. But blockchains are based on being open. The task, and even the chance, is to make systems that make these two truths fit together. Why privacy needs to be built into blockchain banking. Some people think that privacy in blockchain means keeping things secret for bad people. The truth is that privacy means letting honest people decide what information is shared, with whom, and when. In the old days of banking, no one would dare log into their account without HTTPS. A lot of people still do business on blockchains without the same basic security. Exchanges and other middlemen often break the link between a user's wallet and their name to protect privacy today. If those middlemen are hacked, privacy is lost. There is a better way thanks to cryptography. Zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPS, are a type of programmable privacy that lets institutions do business with confidence while still meeting regulatory standards through selective disclosure. This balance is very important. Financial institutions can't use public ledgers safely for core processes if they don't have privacy. Regulators can't sign off without being held responsible, without protection that can be programmed. With private that can be programmed, we have both. There are some lessons and other things in this. Getting bigger without losing trust. The trilemma has been a problem for blockchain for a long time. Scale, close inspection, and spreading out power. Pick two. A lot of fast food chains get things done by sacrificing trust. This led to hacks, splits, and control. We need to and can do better. The way forward is shown by ZKPS and secure computers. This will make it possible for fair ordering. Trusted execution environments, or TEEES, can make sure that validators order transactions in a way that can't be changed. This stops front-running and MEV attacks and restores market faith. Confidential computing enclaves that let sensitive logic run off-chain in private while still providing outputs that can be checked. These strike a balance between speed and privacy, and institutions need a mix of the two. ZKPS let institutions show that they follow the rules for accountability. For example, you can do KYC or AML checks without giving out private transaction info. One example is when you send money around the world. Banks need to check sometimes to see who is giving the money, so they need information about you. What if you could send that payment around the world without giving out all that personal information right away? What if they could still check who is sending the money before it goes out? That means that bad people in the chain won't be able to see private information about you, like who you are or how much money you have in your bank account. It's about cross-chain safety. Like ZK, clients can help each other verify blockchain events without having to rely on party in charge. Why do you want Ripple? Why now? There are three things that made me decide to join Ripple. Together, they make this a unique chance to work with blockchain technology. It's the right time and the right people. That Ripple can hire some of the smartest people in the world is really interesting. Locked. It sounds eerie here. This means that the XRP system will soon have programmable privacy. This includes technologies like zero-knowledge proof stacks, trusted execution environments, also called TEEES, and fully homomorphic encryption. This makes private DeFi with token exchanges possible while still allowing for legal verification. Krypton Ritter also adds his voice. He adds, In time where I believe we're losing the fight to privacy, to AI, the governments on Earth, and many too big to fail tech companies that own basically every single aspect of our lives, is pretty refreshing to read that there is a path forward for the XRP ledger that makes sense. This is where Chad Steinreber talks about his post from 2022. Now things get really interesting, because the way to 20,000 XRP includes keeping your privacy. They've been honest and clear with us. People were never supposed to trade XRP with each other. In warm-up drill before the game, we were the pitchers. Get ready for the big leagues. To help you understand what this could mean, $20,000. Privacy improvements on the XRP ledger are being marketed as the key to unlocking institutional adoption and fundamentally changing the supply dynamics that would allow XRP to reach truly transformative price levels like $20,000. In institutional finance, you need to be able to trade, give, and tokenize assets while keeping them private, following the rules, and being audible. The new plan for the XRP ledger focuses on customizable privacy using tools like secret multi-use tokens, zero-knowledge proofs, and optional audit keys. These make it possible for financial institutions to show that they meet their KYC reserve responsibilities without putting private data at risk. This lets public job blockchains be used for high-value flow. Chad Steinreber's $20,000 price theory needs three supports. When institutions tokenize assets like bonds, stablecoins, and real-world assets, they can settle them safely on the XRP ledger. This keeps rivals and enemies from seeing their internal positions. In fact, this is very interesting. Not many blockchains are going in this direction or having the features that Ripple and their team are fixing on a large scale. XRP goes from being a widely traded asset by regular people to an institutional reserve kept by banks and custodians to support tokenized assets for cross-border payment flows. Utility and settlement requirements raise demand, and privacy features urge people to build up their reserves instead of trading openly. Institutional investors take XRP stock and store it on private and permission ledgers, taking it off of public exchanges. Any leftover supply will become very scarce as public access decreases. This could cause prices to skyrocket well above previous highs set by speculation, especially if programmable privacy makes the XRP ledger the standard for regulated global settlement. Key privacy features are being put into tokens that can be used for more than one thing. We saw that launch just now. Tokenized robot assets and loan activities can be selectively audited when the transaction amount is high.